Hello. Let SkunkCommentary begin.
What is up, folks? My name is SkunkCommentary, and today, oh boy. So, we're gonna talk about this video that's gone viral of a person called Evan who works at Starbucks. And I'm gonna let you watch the video and let's see what Evan has to say, shall we? I'll play the video and then I'm gonna speak my opinions on it.
People wonder why we need a union at Starbucks, and I am literally about to quit. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna do it, but like, I really want to. I almost walked out today, and I'm crying in the back room right now, and I almost cried on the floor. It's just, I'm like a full-time student. I get scheduled for 25 hours a week, and then on weekends they schedule me the entire day, open to close. I'm on the schedule for 8.5 hours, both Saturday and Sunday. I'm like 3.5 hours into my shift. There's so many customers, and we have 4 people on the floor all day. Only 5 people were put on the schedule, and somebody had to call out. And there are 4 people running the whole store, and there's so many customers, and there's possibly scheduled 5 people. We only have 13 people employed at this store, and there's so many customers. And we don't have fair scheduling. Managers don't care about us. Our manager was supposed to come in this weekend, and he took himself off the schedule, so he wouldn't be able to be held accountable for calling out. He just literally tore down the schedule that he was scheduled on and put up a new schedule where he wasn't on the schedule. Also, he couldn't have even seen that he was scheduled in the first place because he didn't want to be held accountable for not wanting to come in. They don't want to help us. We need a union because this can't happen. This can't happen. We need fair scheduling. We need managers to hold themselves accountable for helping their workers. They refuse to turn mobile orders off. We need the liberty to be able to do that because there's so many mobile orders and I need to get through all of them. And then people are yelling at me because I don't have their orders ready and they don't know what to do. And a customer was misgendering me today, like really badly. I didn't have their order ready. And so they were just like talking to each other and they're like, she's clearly incompetent. I have a full mustache and beard. What the fuck? I don't get accommodations for being neurodivergent. I don't. Like, I can't use. People get mad at me for using my sick time. I don't even know what to do anymore. I'm like at my wit's end with this job. I really am.
Alright, so firstly, Evan talks about how working at customer service is shit. We have like 4 people on the floor and how people don't do what they're told, that it doesn't work for him at Starbucks. But, it is fair to criticize like your team size and all that, and also to criticize like your work hours. But I would have understanding if he had a 10-hour shift every day, 7 days a week. Then I could criticize. Then I could not criticize him for criticizing his work routine. But 8-hour shift a day. Firstly, our 8-hour shift, that is nothing. Like, there are some people who work 10-hour shifts, 12-hour shifts. Now, if our friend Evan here can't handle an 8-hour, imagine 12 hours. He would be literally dead afterwards. Okay, I'm thinking a bit too far there, but still. Like 12-hour shifts are normal in some jobs, but I digress. And then 25 hours a week, or weekdays. I guess he works all 5 weekdays. That means he has 5 hours a day. That is fucking sweet. Okay, I had 6, back on my latest job, which was a summer job last summer. I had 6 hours a day, and that was including a lunch break, and 6 hours. That was hella nice, and I did that 5 or 6 days a week. Did I complain? Hell no, it was fantastic, or at least the job times were fantastic. And then that was nothing to complain about. I began at 11 and I ended the day at 17. I drove on my moped there, I hung out, I had a good time, and I drove home. Simple as that. That was fucking nice. But also, full days and weekends, you have days off, you're not there every day, and full days, I think you're not telling the truth there, because that means that you have to work from, if I do not understand Starbucks system, 8 in the morning to like 12 in the evening or something. I am not sure since I don't go to Starbucks because there are almost none here where I live, but still, that feels a bit like you probably work half days there, but it feels like the entire day, or you work most of the day. Anything that aside, that is not a reason to cry. And he also mentioned that there are 4 people and it's so stressful. I'll once again refer back to my old job. There, it was only me and the boss. 2 people for almost an entire summer. 2 fucking people for an entire summer. I had some days off, but still. we managed to do it really fucking well. And there were some days where it was so where it was a line all the time. I got a lunch break around 3 in the afternoon because of how much people there were. That is something that this will not be able to handle. But you know how we handle it. Focus, being calm, one customer at a time. Say, hey, what do you want? The order. Do the order. Give it to them. Have a great day. Hope it tastes well. Coffee is over there. Thank you. And do that on repeat. And surprise, surprise, it worked!
Jesus Christ.
Mind blown. That is the thing. These customer service days need to keep calm, do one order at a time. So, and also, if there's 4 people all the time, how much do you think the other 3 on the floor are gonna like you when you decide to go off to the storage room and cry and record a video of yourself crying? That honestly feels like you're bringing the team down, and I get it. We all have to vent our emotions sometimes, but you do that to a good friend who's okay with you venting, or a psychologist, not to the entire internet, because then you're gonna get clowned on my internet, or you're just gonna be like laughed at and called a pussy or whatever it is. I personally believe that this is just like, yeah, Evan made a mistake. But part of the video that I have to say is the most, like, I can't personally, as a cis male, I can't understand how it is for a trans person to be misgendered. I bet it feels really bad, but you gotta have a little bit of tough skin, a little bit tough skin. How do you think I've survived all the years of Overwatch? I'm just gonna say that. But if a customer calls you another gender, that is nothing to care about, really. That is like, you should just brush it off and go on with your day, because guess what? Most customers that I've met in my entire life, I've worked in the service industry since I was 13, so I know what I'm talking about. Most of the customers you see, you're never gonna see them again. Maybe once, maybe twice, but you're not gonna recognize them. There are so many customers you have, you'll forget about most of them. And if someone calls you the wrong gender, does it really matter? When you have 5,000, let's take that as just like an example number, 5,000 other customers that don't do it, what does one person really do? Again, with all respect, I can't say how it feels to be misgendered, but that could maybe have been the drop that made the cup overflow. I don't know, and I don't know Evan's history, but still, the fact that Gen Z thinks that that is one of the worst things, next to having a bad boss who does stuff, and also, if you have a bad boss, you could quit your job. Just saying, don't tell the others I told this, but if you don't like your boss, you can quit the job. We have a lot of jobs that needs to be filled up, and I can tell you that most people are happy to take you as their worker. But again, all of this just feels like Gen Z has been curled around so much that this is literally what people sit and cry for. Oh, I have so much to do, and it's so long days. Sure, I don't like having the long days of school I have. I don't like 2 long days of work. It's a long day, it's work and all that, but it's not that bad. It's like, also, you work, you get paid for it. And Starbucks, from what I understand, offers quite a decent deal of money. And all you gotta do to survive a Starbucks job is to be calm, take one by one, one customer by customer by customer. You know, keep calm, do it good, and don't let your coworkers down by going in and crying in the storage room, because that's just like, and then showing it to the internet, because this is not gonna form some anti-Starbucks revolution, let's go! No, it's only going to make people troll you and laugh at you. That is the sad truth of the internet. I know it since I've been on the internet my entire life, and the service industry is not that bad. Starbucks is a pretty simple job. I could see this complaint as something valid if Evan here was a mechanic working from 6 in the morning to 8 in the evening on minimum wage building a penthouse. I could get behind that. But the problem is that Evan goes around and cries about this, and it's like, those don't work. Again, I have friends, family and all that, people I know who have worked 60 hours a week. That is something impressive. I know people of 48 hours a week. People who go up in the middle of the night to go and to go to work and work their ass off for the entire day, only to go home to not have food ready or anything. I'm not saying like make food for your one person. I'm not gonna try and endorse that, but I'm just gonna say, imagine having a job that takes up all the time. And also, I think he might be misinterpreting the truth a little, because at least laws could be different in America, and this could just me being a fucking moron about the law. Here in Sweden, it's by law that you have at least 2 days free in a week, and you can take extra work and work 1 day extra or something. And there's also a thing called OB, or obekväm arbetstid, which is that you work on hours on the day or weekends or whatever, when it's not that good time to work. And again, as a man who's worked in the service industry since I was 13, this is nothing to cry about. It feels like people who are raised in my generation and or Gen Z in general, it feels like we've gone so soft, and like only people from like far out countryside like yours truly can handle this stuff, because we've been raised to, if we get some shit, if we get a shit sandwich, we eat it and we shut up. And again, I've had days with shitty ass customers, like customers who's yelled, customers who's been destroying, literally, like going around having no control over kids who are just brats, and all those days. People who work in the service industry know exactly what I'm talking about. Having a day when the boss is pissed off at you for some reason, having a day when, something breaks, having a day with, whatever. But how did I get through it? I shut up and I bit and I grinned and I was like, okay, I'll take care of this. I get paid. Did I quit my jobs? No, because there were summer jobs and it's like, I need money because, the economy. But still, getting money, easy solutions. No, I solved the shit. And if you are in Gen Z, please don't do like this. Please, I'm begging you. Because I've worked in service industries since I was 13. Have I ever complained like this? No. Have I ever been like, I don't want to go to work today? Yes. Have I then been like, oh, I'm gonna cry on internet and all that? Have I ever gone misgendered on work? Actually, yes. I've been called a girl because I have long hair. Not like extremely long, but no, pretty long. But it's always been like, I'm actually a boy. And when I've heard my voice, I'm like, oh, sorry. Did I ever care? No. But again, I don't know what it is like to be misgendered because I'm a cis person. And again, all respect to the trans people. We should not ridicule them by any means. But as a human being, you gotta have at least a little bit of tough skin and not be too sensitive. Like, this dude would not survive Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 chats where people literally yelled F and N slurs all over the place. He wouldn't have survived Overwatch back in 2017 competitive, where if you didn't hit 100% of your sleep dots as Ana, you were a Exactly. I think you all get how I mean. And again, this could just be me having seen a lot of shit throughout the years and eaten a lot of shit, not literally, figuratively, but it's like working in the service industry. It's good. It's easy. You get often pretty decent pay, and it's not too hard on your mental health. I think that Gen Z, if you have a job, you just like, quit it. It's not that hard. You go up to the boss, say, I don't want to work here anymore. I'm gone. And they'll be like, okay, that is how hard it is. Or if at least when you're at work, be professional and don't let your team down. And if someone is, and I have a bit of tough skin, that is Skunk's advice for the day when it comes to jobs. And again, I can't see everything out of his perspective. I think Evan has maybe forgotten some details. You do that when you're upset. You don't get the entire picture, but I personally think that this is soft shit. I mean, having a stressful day at work, that is alright, it happens to everyone, but you have to calm down and just take the responsibility you can, because if you can handle a work, you can handle a responsibility. And if you can't do it, go home to mom and dad and let them teach you how to do it. I'm gonna sound like the biggest conservative in the Middle East, I'm not conservative, but without getting too political, I think that back in one generation ago, when it was, the baby boomers, or whichever generation it was done, they went to work, they kept their mouth shut, they got home, they fed their family, and they did what they were told to do a job. They could have had a boss who was literally punching them. Then they quit job. I think Gen Z has it too good. Like, it's a privilege to even be able to cry on the internet about it, and some people agreeing with you. If you went onto a forum like 10 years ago, you would not get even some people to support you. The entire thing would clown on you. So if you feel like Evan does in this video, maybe talk to your family about it, ask them for advice instead of going onto the internet and crying about it. I'm not trying to victim blame anyone here, but I'm just getting so tired of Gen Z literally being spoiled brats, because that's what we are. And I'm saying we because I am part of Gen Z and I'm not proud of it. I honestly can't wait to see how society will become when Gen Z takes over, because I think it's gonna go straight to hell if you ask me. I think that it won't take too long a time before we've like got nothing to do in society, before we're like, society is collapsing because we're lazy and we're sitting home and we're all wannabe influencers on TikTok. I know I'm not the person to say this because I'm literally running a YouTube channel called SkunkCommentary, but you get how I mean. It's like, I do this as a hobby. I do this for fun. I do this because I think making videos, sitting here and talking is fun, and playing video games is fun and all that. And I do this because I think it's fun to do. That is the only reason I'm doing it. I'm not doing it for money. I'm not doing it for fame. I'm having this as a hobby. That is all internet should be. Not everyone can be, let's say, not everyone can be PewDiePie. Not everyone can be Mr. Beast. And that is why we need, I don't know who are big on TikTok, but that is why I need to just shut up and just focus on our own lives and work hard, because without that, the world's gonna collapse. I'm telling you that right now. Thank you for listening to my little TED Talk. My name is SkunkCommentary. Having worked longer than this dude in the service industry, most likely, and not complaining a darn about it, and signing out. Take care, folks, and have a good time. Goodbye.